China's economic narrative has long been dominated by its role as the world's factory, but a far more powerful story is now unfolding: the rise of the Chinese consumer. With a population exceeding 1 billion, China represents not just a manufacturing powerhouse but the most significant consumer market on the planet. However, success here demands moving beyond Western assumptions. The Chinese consumer landscape is a distinct ecosystem, shaped by rapid cultural transformation, unique commercial traditions, and a digital leap that has left other nations behind. To engage this market is to understand a consumer base that is sophisticated, segmented, and driven by values that often prioritize the collective and the experiential alongside the material. This exploration provides the essential roadmap for any business aiming to connect with these super consumers, detailing the dramatic differences in retail, the supremacy of e-commerce, and the nuanced strategies required for marketing and selling everything from everyday goods to luxury items. The retail environment in China presents vast opportunities, but it operates on a fundamentally different model. The transformation of Chinese laws and culture over recent decades has fueled a construction boom of malls and department stores, creating new venues for commerce. Yet, a Western brand stepping into a Chinese department store is not entering a familiar space. These establishments function primarily as landlords, leasing floor space to individual brands who then act as their own retailers, designing their mini-stores, managing their own inventory, staffing, and merchandising. This places the operational burden directly on the brand, a challenge for foreign companies accustomed to a wholesale relationship with department store buyers. Similarly, shopping malls in China are dynamic centers of youth culture, often towering 4 to 6 stories high, with rental costs and foot traffic decreasing sharply with each ascending level. Performance is critical. Underperforming brands can quickly find their leases terminated. Success in these physical spaces hinges on understanding that they are social and identity-forming hubs, where categories like apparel and accessories thrive, while other home goods may not. If physical retail is different, China's digital commerce landscape is in a league of its own. The country has decisively surpassed the United States as the world's most important e-commerce market. The pace of adoption is staggering, with Chinese shoppers making more online purchases per month than their Western counterparts. This ecosystem is dominated by platforms like Alibaba's Tmall, a digital marketplace where hundreds of thousands of brands connect directly with hundreds of millions of consumers. For foreign brands, especially American ones, this presents a golden opportunity, as studies show a strong consumer preference and willingness to pay a premium for Western goods. However, this digital frontier has its own rules. Navigating intellectual property is paramount, as China operates on a first-to-file system, requiring brands to formally register their trademarks locally or risk having them claimed by others. Furthermore, while e-commerce reigns for general goods, the luxury sector remains an exception, with only a tiny fraction of high-end purchases made online due to concerns over authenticity and a desire for tactile experience. Success for a foreign company in China is not accidental, it is the result of meticulous planning and a fully integrated strategy. The outdated view of China as a low-cost manufacturing base must be replaced with a consumer-centric approach that encompasses the entire supply chain, from planning and sourcing to storage, distribution, and selling. A company like the Italian luxury brand Ermenegildo Zegna exemplifies this. By patiently adapting its entire operation to the Chinese context, focusing on quality, service, and brand building, it achieved remarkable growth. The lesson is clear: a piecemeal approach fails. Companies must audit their capabilities across strategy, processes, human capital, and technology to ensure they are robust enough for the Chinese market's complexities. This includes having a clear plan for local procurement, supplier relationships, and the metrics to measure success, thereby avoiding common pitfalls like quality inconsistency and supply chain disruption. Marketing and advertising in China require a similarly nuanced and segmented approach. The days of generic, informational ads are long gone. China is a tapestry of diverse markets, from hyper-developed megacities to emerging rural communities, and effective messaging must vary accordingly. A company like Lenovo, a leader in the Chinese smartphone market, attributes its success to this precise segmentation. In mature, cosmopolitan markets, it positions itself as a global, premium brand with English logos and higher price points, competing directly with Apple and Samsung. In developing regions, it emphasizes its Chinese identity, using local language and positioning that resonates with values of reliability and value. Crucially, the very concept of creative branding differs. While Western advertising often appeals to individual self-image, successful Chinese marketing frequently taps into collective values, harmony, family, group acceptance, and the prestige associated with Western quality standards. The product's social validation is a powerful selling point. This understanding of collective value is especially critical in the luxury sector, where Chinese consumers now account for over a quarter of global purchases. These buyers are not a monolith but fall into distinct categories. The sophisticated, well-traveled nouveau riche, having acquired material goods, now seek exclusive, experiential luxuries, private tours, coveted event access, and unique services. Alongside them is the vital gifting segment, where luxury purchases are made on a colossal scale to build and maintain crucial social and business relationships, a practice deeply embedded in Chinese culture. Finally, a growing mass affluent class of style-conscious urban professionals purchases luxury for personal enjoyment and social display. Furthermore, the spending power of Chinese consumers extends far beyond the mainland. Chinese tourists represent a mobile economic force, traveling the world and spending lavishly on shopping, real estate, and experiences, creating lucrative opportunities for global businesses that learn to cater to their specific preferences and payment habits. Ultimately, engaging China's super consumers is about recognizing a fundamental shift. They are no longer just the world's producers but its most influential and discerning buyers, demanding respect, understanding, and a tailored approach from any brand that seeks their loyalty.